Alright, this one is a little bit different than all the other ones. We have two-piece jaws, which I'm going to clean these holes, and I'm going to make sure that the mating surfaces are clean too. So we'll take those off. As you can tell, these are pretty tight. Leverage. Jeez. Not ready. You can see some of the stuff that gets stuck under there. Now this chuck, as you can tell, has the hardened top jaws that are reversible. Much easier than those single set of jaws. These master jaws never come out. All you do is undo the top and flip them around. Okay, now we'll take the jaws out, come out just like any other chuck. Now this chuck I know was greased. I've never taken this one apart since I got it, but I know it was greased, so hopefully you'll be able to see the difference between a greased and non-greased chuck. It looks like they use some sort of wheel bearing grease. It's red. Sorry about the shaky camera. It's mounted to my workbench, so every time I move the workbench, a little bit of vibration. Jesus, see, now it's getting tight. So I know I got some crap in there. Let's see how bad it is. Oops. Yeah, see, this was greased. It's either red or brown. I think it's red. Alright, so let's see if you can zoom up here. Now you can see here's the grease on the scroll, and here's all kinds of crap. Even in the jaws themselves, you see right here, actually there's a big chip right there. There's another chip right there. Yeah, this definitely looks like red wheel bearing grease or fifth wheel grease. You can see there's another chip embedded right in the scroll. See, now because of the grease, you're never going to get these chunks out if you blow it out with air, or even if you take it apart and brush it. There's just no way to get those out. At least if you have the oil on here and you get stuff in your scroll, you can blow it out and it'll be able to come out. But this stuff's just like glue. There's some more chips embedded in there. I should have taken this thing apart when I first got it, but I never did. I bought it used. I think I paid $100 for it, which is actually a really damn good deal. But I needed a decent chuck to do what I was doing, and I put it right into service. I didn't clean it up at all. Now, this chuck is different than the other one. This is an Adjust-Tru chuck. So this back plate is actually adjustable on these screws here. So what you have to do to be able to take this back plate off is actually, if you, okay, that one's in there. Let me get a Allen set. I'm not going to take them off completely because I want to show you how they work, but you definitely have to make sure they're at least loose. Now these screws on the outside are the ones that hold the back plate on. Of course, the ones that's not in my set is the one I need. Let me go get it. There we go. So take these out. Let's see if we can get the camera just slightly more stable for you. And a little bit better. Alright, now flip this over. Alright. Now, you see this hole? It's not as big. I mean, well, this hole is bigger than this register right here. These 4 screws that are here, that are part of your Adjust-Tru mechanism, what they have on the bottom are these little plunges right here. And there's 4 of them that go around. Now that bears on the register here, you can actually see the marks here and here, all the way around. So when this is in place, these screws here, you see how long they are? They go in from that side, and you see how big the holes are? They have clearance to move around. So they're in there like this. That draws this plate tight up against the end of your chuck and allows a little bit of movement by those plungers to move it around like this to be able to true in whatever piece of work you may be doing. Now you can see that's the extent. That's as far out as that goes. Right there. So that is the extent of travel you have to one side. There's not much, but it's enough to make a piece of stock run true. If you have anything that's out further than that and you need it to run perfectly true, obviously you'll be using a 4-jaw chuck. So back that out. These aren't holding anything really, so I can leave those in place. Now we want to undo these ones in the front. And that's what holds this chuck together. Now also, just like any other chuck, you want to make sure that you have your parts index, which I've already punched here, and I already punched the back plate right there. So now we have to split it apart. We should probably be able to do it just like we did with the other one. So now this only has one pinion on it. There's no other place for a chuck, for the chuck key. It only has one, so. A little bit of a line there. Obviously nothing over there. So what I might be able to do is that perfect. Alright, so what I should be able to do here is just use that screw to give me enough. Not a good idea to do. You don't want to whack at it or else you're going to break the threads, but if I could just give it a little, there we go, I just felt it. And didn't have to hit it that much to get that split going. So now, just like the other one, without jamming anything in there and forcing it, I can just gently give it a nudge all the way around. Like I said, I'm not putting that much pressure on there at all. Just working that split all the way around the chuck. There it is. There you go. And you see there's just one pinion in there. And here's my scroll, which is actually kind of stiff. I should be able to just, you got to get it out kind of all at the same time. See, that's got a little cocked. There it is. Alright, let's see how much stuff is in here. Yeah, that's definitely wheel bearing grease. You can tell by the way it feels. It's very, very, very thick. Yeah, you can see the garbage that's caught in here because of the grease. Let me zoom in a little bit better. See all right here? It's a big, it's all chips. All right here. Right there. All on the end here. That's all chips. And then especially all around the middle, right here. All of that. That's pretty much all metal chips. And here's a pretty big one right here too. You can see that stuff grinding in your scroll is definitely not the best of things. So let me degrease all this with that degreaser, and then we'll put it all back together. Alright, we're all clean, including the jaws, the top. Get a couple of chips in here. And the bottom. So I'm going to go through and do the same thing we did with the other one. Alright. Alright, that's all in place. And just like before, I'm going to give the scroll a quick little coat. Okay, so now I'll put the top jaws back on, make sure everything's nice and clean. Alright, let's mount this up to the lathe and see how much of that oil slings out. Alright. We're nice and smooth though. I can turn it with just my finger now. Before I couldn't. Before it was really sticky. So close this down here. Now grab alright. Now put that over it and we'll see how much oil slings out. So let me put it on high speed. Put a box over there and let her rip. That's what's slung off. You've been decorating yourself and your walls with that. And that's kind of what slung off that for, Joe. So that's pretty much basically how I do the chuck maintenance. Everybody does it differently, and this is just one way to do it. If you have a tried and true method that you like doing, by all means keep doing that. But this is just an idea, and it works very well for me. So hopefully I'll be getting some parts in for the new project, and we'll be starting that pretty soon. Till then, see you to the next video.